I'm going to be talking about why embracing change is essential for personal growth and how we can shift our mindset to view it as an opportunity, not as a threat. But before we jump into today's topic, make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any videos. If you're new here, my name is Victoria Choma Cookie. Let's start by talking about what change actually is. Change is inevitable. It happens all around us all the time. Whether it's in a big life shift like moving to a new country or to a new city, starting a new job, or changing relationships, or smaller changes like trying out a new hobby, our minds and bodies are constantly being called to adapt to this. But here's the thing, change can be really uncomfortable. Our brains are wired to seek comfort and predictability. So when something unfamiliar happens, it can trigger fear, anxiety, and resistance. This is completely normal. Many of us fear change because we don't know what to expect. But here's the truth. I want you to hold on to today. Growth only happens when we embrace change. It's the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the challenge that push us to become better, stronger, and more resilient. So why do we resist change? Why do we try to hold on to things that no longer serve us? There are a few reasons for this. One reason is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, or fear of being judged by others. Another reason is comfort. If something feels familiar, even if it's not ideal, it's easy to stay in that zone because it feels safe. The fear of discomfort can often keep us stuck in patterns that no longer help us grow. Sometimes we hold on to things because we feel like we've invested too much time, energy, or love into them to let go. But let me tell you something, staying stuck in something that isn't serving you isn't being loyal to yourself. Real growth comes from letting go of what's not working and making space for what's better. Now that we have talked about why we resist change, let's flip the script. What happens when we embrace change instead of fighting it? First, embracing change opens up new opportunities. When we step out of our comfort zone, we make space for new experiences. These experiences can introduce us to new people, new ideas, new skills, and new perspectives. And guess what? That's how we grow. Change challenges us to be creative and adaptable. It forces us to think in new ways, solve problems, and tap into strengths we didn't even know we had. And when we get through those tough moments, we build resilience. Change is very, very important in our lives. It is very, very important. Without it, we cannot, we can't really, we can't really, we will just be stagnant, we'll just be stuck, and you won't be moving. So once you know very well that where you are is actually not, you're not growing, you're not evolving, you're not being creative, you're not doing something new every day with your life, just know that you need change. You need change from that particular environment, you need change from that particular situation or whatever you are in. So you changing is something that is inevitable. It happens in work environments, it happens anywhere. Change is constant. Change is not something that you can push aside. No. There are times in your life that you will evolve. There are times in your life that you need change to make you to get to the best version of yourself. You need change to help you. You need to change in order to get to that place where God has told you that this is your destination, this is the place where I have called you to be. So if nothing is drawing you closer to that change, if nothing is drawing you close to changing, if you're just in one particular circle, going on and on, then you just need to take the bull by the horn and do what is needed to be done. Change challenges us to be creative and adaptable. It forces us to think in new ways, solve problems, and tap into strengths we didn't even know we had. And when we get through those tough moments, we build resilience and confidence, which are key components of personal growth. Here is the thing, change doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't always look how we expect it to look like. But if we can shift our mindset to see change as an opportunity to evolve, then we're on the right path. How do we actually embrace change in a way that leads to growth? Here are a few steps you can take to start welcoming change instead of resisting it. Shift your mindset. The first step is shifting your mindset. Start seeing change as a tool for growth rather than a threat. A lot of us see change as a threat because of the discomfort that it comes with. And even when you want to really exercise change, you notice that you start experiencing some form of disruption within you, some form of resistance within you, some form of frustration, because you're already used to what you're already used to. So change coming to play is disrupting what was formerly there, or what you are formerly used to. So which is something that we should have at the back of our head. We should have this at the back of our head, that when changing, there is no way that it won't come with disruption. It will come with some form of resistance within you. You don't want that change because you're already used to a particular familiar pattern already. You're already used to some kind of comforts. So which is the reason why when changing, you need to have it at the back of your mind. You need to have like a change kind of mindset. When you look at it from this perspective, it can take a lot of fear out of the equation. Let go of what's not serving you. Next, take a moment to reflect on what you're holding on to. Are there areas in your life where you're resisting change because you're afraid to let go of something or someone? Sometimes we need to let go of the old to make room for the new. When you are faced with change, focus on the positives. Ask yourself, what's the potential here? What can I learn from this situation? How can this experience help me grow? Looking for the silver lining can shift your whole perspective. Change can be overwhelming, so it's important to be kind and patient with yourself. Growth isn't always a linear process, and it's okay to feel uncomfortable as you adjust to something new. Start small. You don't have to embrace massive change all at once. Take small steps towards the change you want to see. Every little step forward is still a progress. Alright. So change is hard. It's uncomfortable, but it's also one of the most powerful tools for growth. The more we learn to embrace change, the more we grow into the person we are meant to be, the more we grow into the person that God has called us to be, the more we grow into the best version of ourselves. So I hope today's video helped you so much in many ways that I might not understand. Remember, you don't have to have it all figured out right away. Just take it one step at a time and trust that the journey is leading you to something very, very beautiful. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and hit the notification button for more interesting videos like this, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.